My name is Robert Price. I'm a lieutenant with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Today, I'm here to brief you on a very sad and tragic event, a homicide that took place at the 7500 block of Oso Blanca, which is the apartment complex directly behind me. Details of the call were LVMPD dispatch received a 911 call from an individual stating he came to the apartment complex to check up on his brother. Upon his arrival, he made entry into the house and observed several individuals inside the house suffering from gunshot wounds. He immediately stepped out, called 911, and officers from the Northwest Area Command responded on scene. They made entry, began rendering aid. One of the individuals seemed to be clinging for life and was transported by medical to UMC Hospital. The other 4 individuals inside the residence was pronounced deceased on scene. LVMPD homicide was dispatched. We arrived and we began our investigation. The preliminary details of this investigation, very preliminary details of this investigation, leads us to believe that this was a murder-suicide. The adult male, at some point in time during the morning or early morning hours, shot 3 juvenile children, an older female, and himself. Those are preliminary details of this investigation. So right now we have 1 adult male deceased, an adult female deceased, 2 juveniles deceased, and 1 juvenile at UMC Hospital clinging to life. Before I open up to questions, I would just say this. It's the holiday seasons. People get depressed, sometimes suicidal. There are people out there that are willing to talk to you. There's hotlines, there's friends, there's family. It does not have to end like this. So with that, I'll take any questions you have.
Did anyone report actual gunshots to police?
We haven't heard, nobody has reported any gunshots to us yet. No.
What are the approximate ages of the children?
So we'll just say that the 2 individuals that are deceased, well, all 3 of them were under the age of 14.
Is it a family?
We don't know the exact relationship yet. That will be in our investigation, but there's some sort of tie.
To reinforce that, was the female his wife, and are the deceased his biological children?
We don't know that yet.
It's probably too early for this question, but any signs of previous domestic violence reports?
That's part of our investigation. Yes.
What was the need for the CCSD emergency management response?
I think it's just the magnitude of the scene, the school being right here, and just being able to close it off, and allow us to do our investigation.
There were a couple of officers who entered the scene who were with house arrest. Is it safe to assume that one of the people in there was under house arrest?
Yes, the adult male suspect was under house arrest. Yes, sir.
Any chance we can get any information on
that? That's still part of the investigation. We're still trying to figure all that stuff out. Yes. Anything else?
It's the 3rd mass shooting in Las Vegas this month. People are starting to. I don't know. What do you think? Is people who are wondering if it's safe to go outside about gun violence? What do you have to say about that?
I would say this is a very sad and tragic event. I don't relate it to anything with the mass shootings. So I would say everybody's safe. Enjoy your holidays. If you are suffering from any type of mental illness, suicidal, depressed, please reach out. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a heartbreaking story. This story is about a young lady named Schinara Patterson. Schinara Patterson was 34 years old and she lived in Las Vegas, Nevada. Schinara had 3 beautiful kids, ages 14, 11, and 6. Schinara enjoyed her life and Schinara was very creative. She was also an entrepreneur. Now, Schinara showed her multitask creative side by braiding hair and selling party favors and treats, also shirt designs. Schinara had a passion and she was ready to go to the high levels with her businesses. Schinara, eventually her and Marvin would get married May 2019. Everything seemed to be going great for the couple. Marvin and Schinara seemed very happy, and the children were. She will also put up good things about her husband and her children all the time. She was striving to be a great mother, great wife, and they were all on a roll to become a happy family. Unfortunately, things would take a huge turn December 11th, 2023. This is the story of Schinara Patterson and her children. Now, on December 10th, Schinara would celebrate her birthday. After that, Marvin, in that same day, somehow texted his brother, telling his brother that he was about to lose everything. His car had been repoed and he was going to lose his apartment. His brother said that the text messages wasn't like Marvin, so he began to get worried. Now, on December 11th, 2023, around 10 o'clock in the morning, Marvin's brother goes over to his apartment just to do a wellness check on his brother. And once he gets inside the apartment, he witnessed a horrifying event. His brother Marvin, his wife, and 3 children all had been deceased. But it was one child that seemed like he was fighting for his life still. It was Schinara's son. Now, immediately, Marvin's brother calls 911 to get help. On the phone call, this is what his brother stated.
They're all gone. I need the police. I don't know who it is to come.
You need
They're all
police
gone.
or medical?
I need medical. I hear one of the kids, they're breathing. They're trying to breathe.
Marvin Patterson's brother, frantic, around 10 a.m. December 11th. He says Marvin texted him, overwhelmed. Then he kicked down the apartment door to see the tragedy within.
I saw my nieces, his nephews. I think they're gone. And then he was in the bed with his wife, and they're deceased as well.
The property manager also calling police.
One of the children's gasping. It looks like they've all been shot in the back of the head. The 2 adults are dead in the bed.
Okay. And do they have gunshot wounds too? Fire medical services.
Yes.
Okay. Do not hang up.
Gunshot wounds and blood coming out their ears.
Family and friends remembered Schinara Patterson, her daughters Keziah Cohn and Zi'Myra Patterson at a vigil the next day.
Duty, that's Zi'Myra. She was sweet. Like, she was the most innocent child I ever met. Like, she didn't have a mean bone in her body. Keziah was goofy. She loved to draw.
But on the day of the shooting, a 911 operator asks what was happening in Marvin's life.
Just life. I mean, he was facing eviction. And, I mean, do we have to do this right now?
In a statement, the Patterson family extends their sympathies and condolences, saying of Schinara and her daughters, their vibrant spirit, unwavering kindness will be forever etched in our memories. And prayers for DJ's recovery. Lauren Negretti, 8 News Now.
Patterson was on house arrest when the shooting occurred. 8 News Now investigators obtained Patterson's criminal history. He was accused of sex crimes against children and wore an ankle monitor.
As you can hear, his brother was still in disbelief, but his brother stated that it was a child that was still trying to breathe, fighting for his life, that would be Schinara's son. Eventually, police arrived and EMT. Now, they were trying to fight hard to keep Schinara's son alive. They finally get him stable and rush him to the hospital, where he is still at until this day. When police approached the house, they noticed that everyone was shot in their head multiple times. Unfortunately, this is a tragic event, and the community, family members, and so on was devastated, hitting the news, social media, and beyond. Schinara and her children did not deserve this. Whatever Marvin was going through, he needed to figure out another way. But that's not even the half of the shocking news. Marvin, come to find out, was staying in an apartment separate than Schinara and her children. Now, come to find out, Marvin had so many charges of sexual assault and other things to a minor. He had like 9 charges. He wasn't even supposed to be near children under the age of 18. Some kind of way, Marvin went to court in 2022 about this case. But this case started in 2013, before Schinara and Marvin got married. The judge at the time granted Marvin bond of $100,000. Some kind of way, in the mix of days went by, he would appear in front of a substitute judge that turned around and listened to statements about Marvin's character from his family members. Schinara, his wife, was one of them. His son from a previous relationship, his ex-girlfriend, and his brother all testified for Marvin. This judge granted Marvin a new bond of $10,000 and he got out. It was said that Schinara was staying in a house, providing for her kids like her plans was to. And Marvin was released to an apartment where he could not go out of state, and he had to give over his passport. Not only that, he was on a home monitor, and he was not to come in contact with any children under the age of 18. So everybody was kind of lost how Schinara and her children, got in the house with Marvin, why they were there. It was said that Schinara would be evicted in November. She couldn't pay her rent. So this could be the answers to the questions of why her and her children were at Marvin's apartment at the time. Because I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have released him to that apartment with Schinara and her children there, knowing he wasn't supposed to be around children under 18. So in the mix of her getting evicted from her house, between that time, she moved over to Marvin's apartment. There was no police calls or signs of domestic violence reported to the landlord or anything. So this tragic event had everybody lost. After that, Schinara and her beautiful young daughter, age 6, will be laid to rest by Schinara's family members. Unfortunately, her 14-year-old daughter's father refused to have the service or even bury her with Schinara and her 6-year-old daughter. Meanwhile, Schinara's son is still in the hospital fighting for his life. The 6-year-old and Schinara was buried in the same grave with Schinara at the bottom and her 6-year-old beautiful daughter at the top. Her 14-year-old daughter supposed to be buried in the same grave, but unfortunately, due to family differences, she was not laid to rest with them. She was actually cremated after a viewing of her body. We pray for this family and all the people that are hurt, upset, and still have questions. We pray for everybody that's involved, for God to heal their heart. And I know it won't be completely, but at least a little bit, so everybody can get over this tragic event. The drama between both families, Schinara's oldest daughter and her family, is devastating for both parties. But at the same time, if they would have put the differences to the side, they all could have been buried together. That would be the way that Schinara would have wanted it. You guys, I thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and definitely subscribe to my channel because I got the stories coming. We need to bring awareness about these type of events because this is not right and something needs to be done about this. The justice system is here to protect us. In some kind of way, we don't feel secure. So I hope and pray that this family gets the peace that they need after each loved one be laid to rest, and also after Schinara's son heal, because I pray that he will come out of this. You guys, don't forget to like, comment, like I said, and definitely subscribe and join the Talk and Crime family. Peace.